Church Patriach Palace with 12 Apostels, Moscow. The Patriarch's Palace is one of the best monuments of Moscow civil architecture of the mid-17th century. The palace was erected on Patriarch Nikon's order by Russian masters in 1653 to 1655 on the spot of ancient constructions of metropolitans and later patriarchs' residence in the Moscow Kremlin. The works were made under the guidance of apprentices Alexei Kurokov and Ivan Semenov. The ground floor of the palace was used for housekeeping needs, the second floor housed private quarters of the Patriarch, while staterooms were on the first floor. The main room was the cross chamber, Krestovaya Palata, also known as the Chrism chamber. It was the place where the Holy Synod took place, foreign ambassadors were received, ceremonial receptions and feasts were held. Moscow Synodal Office located here in the 18th-19th centuries. Nowadays, the cross chamber, the front anteroom, the refectory and the 12 Apostles Church house the exposition exploring the history and peculiarities of Russian culture through the 17th century. Precious housewares, jewelry, ceremonial hunting equipment, ancient furniture and items of church embroidery presented here were created by masters of Russia, European and Eastern countries. The majority of items were made in national traditions by Russian masters of Moscow Kremlin workshops and masters from Yaroslavl, Kostroma and other towns. It was built as the Patriarch's private church, highlighting the Byzantine tradition of 5 cross-domed churches. The exterior walls are decorated with belts of columned arches which are also visible on the walls of the palace, visually combining the buildings into one ensemble. The church's basement has 2 arches which allow passage to the Patriarch's courtyard. Interestingly, the south wall of the church features an entry portal, inaccessible today, since the church has no parvis, and no stairs lead up to it. A door suggests, however, that there once was an open arcade going round the church. The intricacies of 17th-century frescoes have survived in the church's interior, in particular, inside the dome drums, as well as a carved iconostasis brought from the Voznesensky monastery dating back to the same period. Today, the Patriarch's Palace and the church accommodates the Museum of 17th-century Russian Applied Arts. Many pieces of art by both Russian and foreign artists are on display here, including icons, decorations, books, embroidery and watches. Some icons were painted by Simon Ushakov, one of the most renowned Russian icon painters of the 17th century. They represent one of the most important periods of Russian history that was marked with changes in the outlook and way of living of Russian people on the eve of Peter the Great's reforms. Of particular interest is a gilded iconostasis in the private 12 Apostles Church. Made of carved wood in the 17th-18th centuries, it is a wonderful example of carving. On display is also a collection of icons showing the development of icon painting in the 17th century. The works of the leading royal icon painters Simon Ushakov and Fyodor Zubov present new tendencies in painting. The exposition shows a new artistic taste of Russian society in the 17th century and the singularity of the spiritual life in Rus on the edge of modern history. This unique example of mid-17th century Moscow architecture located in the very center of the Russian capital on the grounds of the Kremlin is an impressive 3-story building designed as a single architectural complex intended to unite the Patriarch's Palace and the church. It is in excellent condition, with the interior having been completely restored and painted in keeping with the style of the 17th century, and the original decor having been preserved in places. It now accommodates a museum of 17th century Russian applied arts. Patriarch Nikon, known for introducing many reforms which eventually led to a lasting schism known as Raskol in the Russian Orthodox Church, organized for this residence to be built between 1652 and 1656, along with the chapel. Subsequently, they were rebuilt on several occasions, in keeping with their original design. Subsequent modifications turned them into a complex architectural area combining elements from different periods and styles to produce a harmonious composition.